The great Tom Waddle joins us every Wednesday morning at 8:35. Tommy's on the CarX Tire and Auto Hotline. Tommy, Shea tried to do the 999 challenge. I said that I don't believe you could do the hot dog portion of it, nor would you want to. 9 Coors Lights, that is a random, as Courtney put it, random Tuesday for you.
Yeah, that is called a Tuesday. Good morning, Courtney.
Good morning.
I did hear that. I thought that was accurate as hell. In the pace in which these guys play these days, like, you definitely couldn't do it at a White Sox game because they suck and they suck fast. So, like, that game's over in an hour and 15. I don't think I could do 9 beers in an hour and 15. But in your standard Major League Baseball game, it used to be 3 hours, 3 beers in an hour. Get out of here. I'll take that. I can do that. I can't do the hot dogs. I wouldn't want to do that.
Ugh, God, that'd be
How
brutal.
did Shea comport himself? Something tells me, he told me too, they had a couple of cold ones on the way up as well, which probably impeded his ability to finish the chore.
He had 4 on the way up.
That's not good when you have 9 more on the list.
That is correct. It
For
did
a
not.
big fella.
And then I looked at him in the 6th inning, and he started to get green, and he's got his head down. And thank God he moved a row in front of me because it was fairly empty. Mm-hmm. And I looked and went, this isn't going to end.
I would have paid a good price to watch him puke all over himself at the ball game right there. I mean, I probably would have kicked in a C note. Like, I'd give you $100 just to throw up all over yourself there in the game.
Oh, my God.
Would you have taken $100 to make yourself puke right in your chair?
Yeah.
Shay?
Are you kidding?
For $100?
Yeah,
that's
why not?
it?
Right. Courtney.
So
Come on,
easy.
Shay.
Courtney,
Value
I know.
yourself a little bit more than that.
Throwing up is whatever. $100 is $100.
Yeah. Courtney, I know my audience here,
Yeah, you
so
do.
like I'm not going to start high. I'm going to start with, you don't even have to bait that hook. You just got to throw the flashy hook into the water, and the fish goes and gets it.
Oh, God. It was hilarious to watch.
Are you all better? Is your team all better now? You all good now? You had a big 5-run inning in the 10th, and is everything fixed? You all good?
I didn't say everything's fixed, but I
okay.
do believe in this team more than others. I think Jed's got to get off his keister and fix his bullpen.
Your guys have to hit. I mean, come on. Like, everybody's underachieving.
No question,
right
but they're also, like, since May 1st, I think I read Jesse's stat. Wait, I'll tell you exactly what Jesse wrote. I think Jesse's stat was that the Cubs are like 3rd in baseball in the month of May with on-base percentage, but their batting average has been killing them. And Jed said, I got to be patient, but how long can I be patient?
Well, I mean, Sylvie gave us a bunch of stats yesterday as well that I thought resonated, and we added to those. I mean, they're not good. The stats are not good, and the fact that they have pitched exceedingly well. I think they've blown 11 games. Have they blown 11 games? And this was back-to-back 7 innings of shutout baseball from their starters, and you may very well get that again tonight from Shota. Like, there's no chance if you go 7 innings of scoreless baseball, 7 innings of scoreless baseball, 7 innings of scoreless baseball from your starters, you better take 2 out of 3. You should win all 3, but you better take 2 out of 3.
3 out of 4.
Well, that's true, but they've only, at that point tonight, they will have only completed 3 games.
That is true.
So we were talking about this earlier as it pertains to some of the comments that Pedro Grifol made the last, I guess it's in the last 48 hours. There was the one that we didn't touch on, Cap, where he said that Jerry Reinsdorf wants to win.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little baffled by that. But then also
Curious way to show it.
the way that he called out his team, and he said they were flat, and there was an expletive in there, and he was just, ripped the Band-Aid off. He wasn't going to hold back anymore. Do you think he's trying to get fired? Because I'm kind of going back and forth on like the motivation at this point of the season to go nuclear on your clubhouse, and what that accomplishes for a team that has won 15 games.
Remember when we were all kids? We've seen this as well. They depict it quite well in television and movies. And a kid just kind of has a fit and just head down and just swinging their arms. Like that's Pedro right now for me. Like I think that if you're going to have that particular outburst, why not do it after a game where your guys aren't running the bases, you're getting picked off, you're making baseball mistake after baseball fundamental mistake, and that's when you have that moment. I think it's a desperate crew on a lot of fronts. I don't, Courtney, necessarily think, I wouldn't think that he's trying to get fired. Like, I mean, there's only 30 of these, and he's not going to get another one, especially if he gets fired. He's not going to get another one, I don't believe, anyway. But I just think time and place is always a couple of elements that always resonate with me, and that just seemed forced. It seemed like, wrong time, wrong place for that message. You could have given that message every night in the entire month of April, Mm-hmm. So it just, I at this point, it's just, I think it's all, it's a combination of frustration and ineptitude, and you put it together, and it's White Sox baseball. You can hear it right here on ESPN 1000.
Home of the White Sox. That is correct. Let's move to football. So last week, there's no media, and Kevin Byard says, boy, Caleb had a really good day. Hit a bunch of deep balls, really got after the defense. 2 days later, the media's there, and
He
Caleb
was awful.
And
He was awful. It was awful.
You were there, right?
Yeah, he was. Look, I was with some people this weekend for the holiday weekend, and one of my buddies was like, "Wow, how'd he look? How'd he look?" He knew where I go, dude, he was awful. I said, and it's okay. Don't worry about it. He's supposed to be awful at this particular time. When I say awful, and it's very limited, they did some condensed, Courtney was there, she could tell you, they did some condensed 7-on-7 and condensed red zone and all kinds of things. Put this all into your football calculator, okay? You've got a defense that played exceptionally well the final half of the season with a secondary that is very good, very mouthy, plays with a passion, plays with an edge. They're light years ahead of this offense where you have a rookie quarterback. Keenan Allen's not there. Rome Odunze's not practicing, with no disrespect meant to Dante Pettis and Tyler Scott. When you get into condensed red zone situations in training camp, my hope will be that it'll be Odunze, it'll be Keenan Allen, and it'll be DJ Moore, and the story will be different. I think, excuse me, I'll pay the fine later. I think, I'd be very interested to hear how Courtney feels. I think training camp practices are going to be must-see TV because they're going to be so competitive because this defense playing with a chip, playing well, wants to make their statement to their own teammates. They've seen and heard all the attention that the offense has gotten and that this is going to be generational. And they're like, okay, well, first of all, you got to prove to us in practice every day that you're worth all of this. So I think that's going to be very interesting. But again, you go back to the elements and everything at hand. This is what it's supposed to look like at this particular time. The only thing that kind of got me was, and it was something that bothered me about Justin in his third year, was in practice, I think you develop bad habits if when a play is dead, you just run around for 5 seconds and then throw the football. If I'm Shane Waldron, what I want my guy to do is when the play is dead, dirt it. Because you're making a mess out of stuff to me. Show me, tell me that you know that this play is dead and that you're not going to make a catastrophic mistake by just dirting the ball. Now, when we get to preseason games and other situations where everything is live and the scramble part of the drill becomes, an important element, that's different. But right now, when you're an install and you're learning the system and everything else, he must have, and Courtney, he must have 5, 6, 7 times just didn't throw the ball away and would have taken sacks. And I thought that was the one part.
Depending upon what a sack is with him, because I think that's going to be the challenging part. I asked Eric Washington about that. Like, how do you blow plays dead knowing that this guy does have that ability to get in and around out of trouble? But I mean, that's I'm with you. I think that because there were several moments too where he'd take off running and he'd just run out of bounds. Not like he made a throw downfield.
That was very Mitch-like. Like we used to get on Mitch for that. Like if you're outside the pocket, there's nothing open. Don't run out of bounds 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Throw it. So again, Cap, real quick to summarize, it was bad, but I don't care. I'm not worried about it. It's supposed to be bad when it's the middle of May and all the circumstances are what they are.
All right, we'll take a quick time out. We have more with the great Tom Waddle on a Waddle Wednesday on ESPN 1000.
This is ESPN Chicago. Kap and J Hood on Chicago's home for sports.
It's totally sold out. Unless it isn't. What's up? It's Adam Abdallah inviting you out to North Aurora tonight. I'll be at Hardware Gastropub from 6 to 8 p.m. Someone will win the final pair of spots on Team Bleck and Abdallah in the Grip It and Sip It Golf Classic, presented by Elijah Craig Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. The outing is at Seven Bridges Golf Club coming up June 12th. So let's meet tonight from 6 to 8 p.m. at Hardware on Orchard Avenue in North Aurora. Please enjoy responsibly.
Score the seats and memories this spring with Vivid Seats, your home for every buzzer beater, puck drop, and home run. Vivid Seats has great selection and great prices in all the games that matter to you. And with a 100% buyer guarantee, Vivid Seats gives you the peace of mind for the ultimate fan experience. Celebrate your fandom with unbeatable rewards like free tickets, surprise seat upgrades, and annual birthday deals. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN. Jack.
This is your White Sox Minute. I'm Len Casper. Long night at the office for the Sox Tuesday and a 7-2 loss to the Jays. The teams endured 2 rain delays totaling 1 hour and 48 minutes, one before the first pitch and another in the ninth. It was the 7th straight loss for the Sox, who now need to win tonight to avoid a series and homestand sweep. Chris Flexen goes for the Sox. Alek Manoah will pitch for the Jays at 6:40. Be the first to shop the Chicago White Sox and Alice and Wonder limited retail collection at the Chicago Sports Depot on Sunday, June 9th, as the Sox host the Red Sox at 1:10 p.m. The collection includes adult and youth apparel, novelty items, plus the option to customize your own hat. For more information, visit whitesox.com/Alice and Wonder. This has been your White Sox Minute.
May is Maytag month, and Menards is passing the savings on to you. Transform your home with top appliance brands including KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and Criterion. The Maytag Volcano Black Laundry Set features extra power to fight stains and 16-hour fresh hold option to keep clothes smelling fresh. Save big money on all Maytag appliances. View our entire selection of appliances on Menards.com. Plus, the weekly flyer for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Every shot, every goal, ESPN Bet has fans covered for the biggest moments on the road to the championship. The exclusive sportsbook of ESPN is the only place to find special offers and promotions from your favorite ESPN shows and personalities throughout the playoffs. New users can get a bet reset up to $1,000 in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Download ESPN Bet today. What a play. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Counseling resources available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER in partnership with Hollywood Casino Aurora. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Hey, are you having a hard time dealing with high-interest credit card debt? It's normal, and a SoFi personal loan could help you save thousands by consolidating your DEBT to one low fixed monthly payment. You could get $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the same day you sign, with no fees required. It only takes 60 seconds to view your rate, and it won't affect your credit score. View your rate at SoFi.com/paid off. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions at SoFi.com/paid off. NMLS 696891.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Because comfort keeps us going. So grab your family, your friends, and your Wrangler layers for some fresh air adventures together. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Is gambling impacting your relationship with family and friends? Is it affecting your finances or your career? If so, Gateway Foundation can help with over 55 years of experience in treating gambling addiction. Call 844-975-DONE to get help today. It's 844-975-DONE. Jack.
Kap and J Hood are back.
And you know this, man.
Chicago's home for sports. ESPN Chicago.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We roll on with the great Tom Waddle. Courtney Cronin is in for Hoodie today. Phone lines are open too at 312-332-3776. What did you want to ask, Tommy?
Did you see the quarterback list that Chris Sims put out?
I didn't.
So I mean, there's a couple of them. It kind of falls into this theme of they're, going through naming the starting quarterbacks, and I think Chris Sims extended his to like the top 40 in the NFL. So he has Caleb Williams at 20. PFF did this. Pat and I talked about this on the Bears podcast. I think it was last week. They had the Bears they had Caleb Williams at 19.
I saw that one. Yeah.
Do you where do you align on that? For somebody who hasn't played a down of football, but these are projected lists that you're projecting out of who are the best quarterbacks currently right now, who you take over another person. Like, are you okay with him being over Russell Wilson, Derek Carr? I know Deshaun's below him as well.
Yeah, I mean, like, these are all this is what we do. We all do this, right? It's the off season. Like, I'm okay with it. I think that this is just food for thought, and putting him at 20. Look, he was. If you truly believe that he was the hands down best available quarterback in this year's draft, and it was a quarterback-rich draft by most people's standards, and you think he was head and shoulders the best, then I don't have a problem with you putting him at 20. But, look, now, when we get to November, I mean, we all know that list may change dramatically, but I'm okay with it right now. And Chris, I think he thinks things through. Now, you're not always going to agree with everything he says, but I think he's a compelling read and a compelling listen. So I think when he does it, it would. I think who's putting the list together probably also would impact how I feel about it. But this is the fun part of the off season. So my hope is look. I've said to Kap 1,000 times. My expectation for Caleb Williams, I don't know if you would rank 19th or you would rank 20th, but at the end of the 2024 season, he has to play better football at that position than we've seen the last 3 years by a wide margin. That's why he was taken number 1 overall. The infrastructure is in place. The quarterback play has to be significantly better, period, end of story. That's the expectation.
I don't know if you guys saw the Bears put out what their internal scouts thought. Did you read that? Of Caleb Williams, and one of their scouts, I think it was Francis St. Paul. Francis St. Paul said he's a top 5 quarterback in the National Football League. That is what what Caleb Williams will be.
Well, listen, that doesn't surprise me. That's why I think that most guys in that building were sold on him months and months ago. They just wanted to become more comfortable with him, the human being, which I think that they were very comfortable with him very quickly there. I think there's a lot of people in that building that halfway through the college season felt that way. So even after the Notre Dame game, So I'm not surprised by that at all. But again, I'm not expecting him to be a top 5 quarterback at the end of this year. But he damn well better be a better quarterback with better talent around him than we've seen the last 3 years. That's why you pivoted and you went this direction. And you may think that that's a lot to ask a rookie quarterback. I don't. I think that if you're that damn good and you've got a good group around you, I'm not telling you he should be an all-pro, but the quarterback play has to be significantly better than what we've seen the last few years. And I think it will be, because when I watch him play, I think he understands the position and plays this position with some fluidity and with, some, just ease that is necessary for these upper echelon guys.
What you're referencing, Cap, is the 1920 football drive video.
Yes.
They put out as their whole draft process, and then they took you behind the scenes of the top 30 visit of the pro day, the whole thing. Like, what they were talking about from their initial evaluation of Caleb Williams is what I had reported that I had talked to scouts around the league and evaluators around the league of their perception when he was still in college, that this guy can be a top 10 quarterback the day he walks into the NFL. Now, you're projecting that out, and of course that's never going to line up usually with what reality is, but when the expectations on a quarterback from that early on in their, before they even get to the NFL, and those evaluators are talking to the Chris Sims of the world, to the reporters who are putting these lists together, that shows you the consensus thought on what the talent is and where it stacks up among others in the league.
I think, guys, too, I think that, my perspective about him hasn't changed and won't change. I think he's an outstanding talent, has a great feel for the position. I love his delivery. There's no wasted motion. The ball comes out quick. I think he scrambles to throw. I think he keeps his eyes upfield. I think he's tremendously accurate. I think all of that stuff has to excite everybody. he's going to have to take care of the football. And it was something that Justin struggled with fumbles, but Justin worked really hard at it and got better at it. And I think it's something that Caleb's going to have to focus on as well. And he's going to have to play on platform more because we all know, all of us who've watched football for any length of time, that air raid offense doesn't work in the NFL. Mm-hmm. You got to play in structure to a certain degree. It doesn't mean that you neuter him to the point where he's afraid to roll out and make plays because he is very good in that manner. But there are also times where he has to hit that third step and take the 5-yard hitch route and keep playing. So I think that's what they're going to focus on with Shane Waldron is we're not going to neuter you. We're not going to take the creativity from you, the artistry from you, but you're going to have to. You'll find out. I think he found out, Courtney, I think you probably agree, in that short little mini camp. The game is faster, the windows are tighter, the players are better. So adjust appropriately.
Tommy, have a wonderful rest of your day, man. We'll be listening to you and Sylvie later.
You got it. Have a great day, Courtney. Kap, be well.
Appreciate you. There he is, the great Tom Waddle on a Waddle Wednesday. We will be back in 2 minutes. ESPN did a projection on ranking all 32 teams, 1 to 32, based on what they believe their win total to be. Find out where the Bears sit next.